Guys, here with another episode of Trina Confidential. Today we're going to go over the Arnold lineup for this coming year. And
2024. Yeah.
yeah, so I think the lineup came out this weekend, fairly recently, but man, this lineup is deep. It's a lot deeper than the last Arnold. I know we've been talking about we want to see Hottie on stage, and guess who's coming? Hottie. But we're going to go into that, and he may not make it. There's some pending invites there, but anyway, I want to bring up start. How you doing today, Donnie?
I'm doing all right, man.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to bring up here is the list right here. So we got Boise. I'm not sure who he is. We got James Hollinshead. Now James Hollinshead, he's a 300-pound dude. There's several 300-pound guys on this going to be on this stage. We got Samson Daba, we got Akeem Williams, we got Antoine Valiant, which I don't believe he competed last year, so it's going to be cool to see him on stage, and he's got to be close to 300 pounds himself. He's a big dude too. We got I can't pronounce his name, Shaban. And then we got Brandale, and then we got Horse MD. You notice his name is actually Horse, and then it's his abbreviation, so that's where he got his name. I didn't know that. So Horse MD. I thought he was maybe like a doctor of, a horse doctor or something. But we got De La Rosa. We got Rodriguez. Rodriguez did a lot of shows last year. A lot of shows. And we got my man Hottie Chupin. We got Andrew Jack, and we got Nextzilla that just got his pro card this last year, recently or this year. He placed third in the Evil Pro.
That was his debut, I think.
Yeah, that was his debut. But you notice down there it says pending under Chupin, Andrew Jack, and Nextzilla. So what that is that's pending if they can get their card to come over here. So I don't see Andrew Jack having a problem, and I don't see Chupin having a problem because they've been here before. I don't believe Nextzilla has, but we got some time. So I think we're 11 weeks out right now, or
something,
10 weeks,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're pretty close.
So this is a deep lineup. There's a better lineup than last year. So I know we were talking about Samson, like who can beat him. Well, there's at least one guy in here that could beat him, if not two. So anyway, let's what do you think of this lineup, man?
It is definitely if you take the three pending athletes away, they're the ones that they're really making it. But if you take those three pending athletes away, it looks, well, you still have Samson in there, but it kind of falls off pretty.
It changes things up
a little bit. Yeah, it changes things.
Yeah.
So even with Samson in there, because then you would see it as probably a softball show for Samson, but the thing about it with Chupin and Nextzilla in it, and Jack, then that changes things a lot.
Yeah.
That brings the stock of this show up really good.
Yeah. So at the end of this show, I wanna throw my top 5 out there. Who I think, because it changes now. Now that Chupin's in there, I'm a Samson fan. We all know that. But Chupin can beat Samson. I'm pretty sure. So, we'll go into that a little bit later. But what I want to do is I want to bring up some of the top guys. I'm going to start with Nextzilla here. So this is Nextzilla. This was when was this? A couple days ago, I believe. This dude is absolutely, I would even call him a human being. He's just a freak is what he is. I think it was Phil Heath was saying, I think it was Phil Heath, but when he met him, he was like, or no, it was Flex Wheeler. When Flex Wheeler met him, he called him it.
Let me see. I think that was Kevin Levrone.
You're right. It was Kevin Levrone. You're right. Yeah, it was Kevin Levrone. Yeah, he was like, the only time I've ever said that was when I met Ronnie Coleman. But I mean, this guy's fresh. He's young. He got his pro card this year, and then placed third in the Eagles Pro. So he's got a lot of potential. He's huge. He's conditioned. You know, he's got some work to do, but I swear he's probably got the biggest quads on the stage for sure. I mean, I think his quads were like 36 inches or something like that.
Yeah.
I think is what I heard. But yeah, so that's gonna be cool. So I wanna see if we got some other. So this is him, I think this is him at the Eagles Pro. Oh, no. I think Chris Cormell is actually training him too. But yeah, he's a beast. He is a beast. And he's young. He's got
Yeah.
a lot of time. He just climbed the ladder all in a year. You know, I didn't even hear of him last year. And
Yeah,
all of a sudden here he
he's
is.
what I see that what really stands out to me is his muscles lack of maturity, and that's because he's a young guy and stuff.
He's a
I
young guy,
mean,
yeah.
can you imagine about another 5, 6 years?
Right?
If he continues this another
Yeah.
5, 6 years, and he starts showing that polish and that refinement, along with that crazy density and mass that he has,
Yeah.
it you know, like I
Yeah.
said, everything is there.
You take the muscle maturity of Hadi Chupin and you put it on him, what happens? Because you're right, it's new muscle. You know, it looks awesome, but it's not quite there yet. And
Yeah, like I said, he's like Akeem Olajuwon when Akeem was in the NBA.
mhm.
He really didn't play any college basketball or anything, and when he was a pro, he was still just figuring stuff out. This way, this kid is right now.
Yeah, yeah. And he needs a good coach. So I'm glad Chris Cormell is training him. At least it seems like he's been training him. He's been doing a lot of videos with him and stuff. Because from what I understand, he doesn't really quite know how to train properly yet. You know, as a professional bodybuilder, because you know he's just kind of throwing weights around. So you give him a good coach and game over. Game over. So yeah. So that's awesome. I want to go to Hadi Chupin next.
Yeah,
So this was one day ago.
it's just unfreaking believable. I mean, has this guy has has he stayed on his prep diet the entire time? Is it just normal for him to be on a prep diet?
I mean,
Because he looks like this all the freaking time.
yeah, he
Which
does.
is which one of the reasons why it's not really bothering me that if he is doing this Arnold, because typically we see some guys, and they'll fall off a little bit. You know what I mean? It's
hmm
it's just too much. But Shupin stays like this all the freaking time.
hmm Now, last year we didn't really see much of him. You know, he kind of stayed covered. He didn't really post much. He's been doing a lot of training videos. He's been doing a lot of Instagram posts. He's really getting into it now, like he should have last year when he was Mr. Olympia. So I really appreciate that because I like the guy. I like his physique. He's a champion, and he's doing that now. So you know, there's Hadi Chupin. So I you know I see him winning. Honestly, I see him winning the Arnold if he can make it this year anyway.
Well,
Because
I,
we
I would
know,
definitely. The four Olympians are going to be the top five.
yeah, yeah,
Though the Olympians are going. The Olympians are going. There's four of them.
yeah,
There's Samson, Chupin, Jack, and who's let me see. I can't remember but there's four of them. So I'm
yeah,
thinking four of the top five are going to be those Olympians.
yep, yep.
Just automatic.
And I kind of just got the updates on the top guys for now. Some of them don't have Instagrams either, so I couldn't really find much about them. But that's Hottie. Hottie's gonna. I mean, it's like we said before. He's got a fire in him. And this guy, you know, you tell this guy he can't do something, and he's gonna do it 10 times over. You know, that's just how he is. He works hard. I mean, Look
I
at
mean,
him.
yeah, I'm thinking he really wants that Olympia back. But the thing about it is this: an Arnold Classic win, especially, over another, the other Olympians and stuff. That's gonna have to feel good though.
Oh
That'll
yeah,
feel good. It's got
that'll
to
be
feel good.
momentum
You
for the
know.
Olympia.
Yeah, and the Arnold Ohio gives you momentum like no other show does.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
and like I said before, but the thing about it is this: now he can really take the time off and just focus on on the Olympia because what's the payout for the first place for it's 300,000. Okay,
For the Arnold, yeah, I think it was
right. It's
300 grand. Yeah,
300,000. He
yeah,
can he can he can that'll take him all the way through to the year.
yeah.
All
And
he's got to do is just prep for
I
the
don't
Olympia
see
at
him
that
doing
point.
another show after the Arnold. I think he's doing this for momentum. So for the Olympia,
And little bit of retribution and stuff.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, then let's. I'm pretty. That was a bitter pill to take. He lost the title. You
It
know.
was, yeah, yeah,
So yeah, he's in an entirely different place right
yeah,
now.
yeah. That's why I put him winning that show because of that, because just how his work ethic is, and he didn't like second place.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
not only was he in the gym the next day, I don't think he's gotten off his freaking diet. I
no,
mean,
no,
goodness freaking gracious, dude.
no. Yeah, he stays this way year round. He's like Sean Clarita. I mean, they'll gain weight, but I mean it's all lean. They don't. They're all maybe 5% body fat at most.
I mean, how far removed are we from the Olympia right now?
Oh, what is it? November. So it's
All right.
11 months. 11 months. So yeah. So okay, we're gonna go to Andrew Jack next.
Yes.
So we don't have too much of him. This is December 7th. We don't have too much posing from him because you know how Andrew Jack rolls. Uh in Psycho, I don't think Psycho lets him post too much stuff because he wants to be a surprise.
Yeah.
But he's making a lot of improvements himself. A lot of improvements. And we talked
Well,
about
if if
a
if
couple
if
videos
improve
ago.
if improvements mean size, then yeah, okay,
Well, he's
good.
up in his diet. Remember, we talked about that a couple videos ago. So he's up
Yeah.
in his. He's got a decent off-season diet now. So I'm really eager to see what this is going to do for him because he may have plateaued off just eating the 3 meals, and he adds some more food in there. He's going to get bigger. Period. And with his physique and his symmetry, just his symmetry and everything, man, he could also take the show. So I want to go to here's Samson. Obviously, we just looked at him the other day. That's one day ago. So Samson, this is one day ago, and he looks like he could jump up on stage right now,
Yeah, it kind of looks like Johnny Fuller there.
right?
He's another British bodybuilder named Johnny Fuller.
So I want to see if I can find let's see, there's a picture of him. Here it is right here. Here's 2018 to 2023. Look at the difference in that. 2018 he looked good, but 2023 he basically got like a foot wider.
Yeah, what's that, like 5 years?
Yeah, yeah. So he's made a lot of improvements, a lot of improvements. And he is my front runner for the Arnold if Hottie doesn't show up. Period. He's definitely
Yeah, I can
he's
see that.
definitely the front
I can
runner.
see that.
And by the way, I believe he's doing the UK too, the Arnold UK, and so is Jacked. So because Jack won the UK last year. So he's
I
definitely
don't
going
I
to be
don't
doing
I
that
don't
one.
I don't get it. I think isn't his ultimate aim is to win the Olympia?
It is, but he's been on one. I mean, shit, he's done 2 shows since the Olympia. You know what I mean? He's just
Yeah.
making that money, having fun, and his physique it's not suffering from it so far. So he's not looking tired. Like Justin Rodriguez, for example.
Yeah.
At the end of the season this year, his body just looked tired. He did so many shows, he just looked tired, and you could see it in his body, in his physique.
Yeah.
Samson's not getting like that yet. Not to say he will, but as
Okay.
long as he can stay full on stage, I don't.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
And this is going to be this lineup is going to be a lot like the Olympia too, because the top five they're going to run him through the gauntlet. Period. So he's going to have to stay full that whole time. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not gonna it's not gonna be in and out for him. So he's gotta figure out how he can stay full that whole time and not smooth out.
Yeah. Not run out of gas.
Yeah, because we know he does that. So, but Milos has got him. Milos has already had him for a few shows now. He's probably got him down pat. But although the last two shows, it was cut and dry that he won both the shows, so he didn't have to go do all the work and get up on stage as much as he did on the Olympia. But yeah, so Samson. All right, now we're gonna go to Horse MD. I really like this guy's physique here. He's a smaller guy, but he's got a really good classic physique, I think.
Oh, that's a little bit beyond classic.
You think so?
Yeah. That's a little bit beyond classic. He is like right in the gray spot between
Yeah,
classic and bodybuilding.
you're right. Yeah, yeah,
This is about the closest to being a bodybuilder without being claimed a classic.
yeah. So this is the Romanian Muscle Fest, is what this one is. This is November 12th,
But this is an amazing shot though.
right? Right. I believe Milos also takes care of him too.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah. Dry as a bone, grainy, skin's thin. Yeah.
No fat. You know he nailed his lean out phase.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna see if I can get another picture of him. See here. I wonder how old these are. Oh, here's one day ago right here. So he's got a little bit of fat on him here. Obviously, but we've seen him on stage a few times right now, and he doesn't disappoint. His conditioning is on point, so I'm not even worried about his look right now. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
But can he
No,
beat the
no,
big
no.
guys? Can he beat the big guys? And he got his pro card this year too. So he's fairly new himself. Yeah. Antoine Valiant. Now, like I said, he hasn't, I don't believe he competed last year. He's just been traveling around doing stuff. He also gets pretty shredded on stage. This dude's a big dude. He's probably around 300 pounds himself. So it's going to be cool to see him on stage. When was the last time he did compete?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Olympia last year or the year prior?
I do not remember.
I don't know if he had an injury or he took some time off, obviously. But yeah,
Okay.
Antoine. Now we go to Hollinshead. I like this dude. He's got to be the strongest bodybuilder out there. I just want to go to this deadlift video real quick. This guy is strong. And he had some gyno uh that he was dealing with when he had surgery for it, got it
Wow.
taken out, right?
Yeah, he's setting that weight down. He's not letting it drop down and trying to
No,
bounce it all.
he's
No, he's
controlling that.
not. That was impressive. That's the thing that was impressive. You know, some people when they deadlift and they just let it slam down and come back. No, he's controlling this.
Yeah.
He's like, I got you coming up. I got you going down, baby. Watch this little tap. Look at that.
Light
Boom.
touch, light
There you
touch.
go. He's got that eccentric action going on.
Yeah, he's a 300-pound guy too himself. Here's a squat right here. He's got 6 plates on there.
What? How many? They're not 45s, are they?
Yeah, those are 45s. 20 kilograms.
Yeah.
But that's how he trains. He trains extremely heavy. He always has. I mean, he's like a Ronnie Coleman as far as strength.
and he still has a decent amount of volume in his
Yeah,
training too. Not
yeah,
like he's doing 3 or 4 of these.
yeah.
I
And
think that's
Milos
8
is,
right there.
I believe he's also working with Milos too. Because one thing about Hollinshead is he hasn't really been known to use coaches. He's used a couple coaches, and for whatever reason, he normally does the shows by himself. So this year he's got Milos. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Yeah, he's pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty impressive.
What's he gonna do here? Rose,
Yeah, he's gonna do some rack pulls. He could be doing some rolls. I don't know.
Rose with 5 plates.
He's probably gonna do rolls. Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
gonna do rolls.
Jesus, that's insane. Absolutely insane. Jeez.
Good. Wow. 12 of them.
Oh, you got here. Oh, 5 plates bench, flat bench.
No, it looks like he's on a decline.
Oh, he is on decline. You're right. Yeah. Look at how slow and controlled it is, though.
Yeah, look at that. Nice little touch.
Yep. So he can
Good
lift a
control,
lot
coming and
heavier
going.
than
That's
that if
good
you want to
strength
push
right
a little.
there. Even his stabilizers are strong.
Yeah.
That
He's
kind of
been training
control.
heavy for a long time. So, uh, yeah. So let's look at his, let me get some physique shots up here. Oh, that's not him. I don't know why that's on his page. Okay. I believe this is fairly recent. This is 1 day ago here. He's already looking grainy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we got another full muscular.
Oh, he looks good.
Yeah, he does.
Paper thin skin. Skin's really thin.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So,
the hotel look is a lot different than the stage look, though.
right.
You know?
You always look better. You always look better in the hotel room. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah, right. But that's a good sign, looking good in a hotel room, though.
Yeah. But man, being that lean though, 11 weeks out or 10 weeks out, whatever we are, uh, man, he's got to. I mean, at this point, he's got to kind of stay where he's at. Like, what more can he lose?
I think that's the thing that really separates this crop versus the I'd say the 80s, even the 90s, because I mean they got shredded and everything, but they weren't like shredded like 11 weeks out. You know what
Right?
I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
most of these
mean,
guys are shredded 11 weeks out. It's crazy.
you know, it's the one thing that I found it's kind of a stark contrast. It
Yeah.
really is,
Yeah.
you know.
11 weeks. So, yeah, so it's 11 weeks out. Yeah. Well, that's all I have for the lineup for the top guys. So, my question to you. What do you you want to go through classic? Here's classic. We
Well,
got Vissers.
class is going to be pretty good too. So
Yeah. Yeah. Vissers, we got Ruffin in there. We got
yeah, you got how many
Urs.
Olympians you got? You got like I think 4 or 5 Olympians in this.
Yep, yep, yep. Now let me start here. Who do you think what do you think top three is gonna be here? Judging from the Olympia, what they looked like on the Olympia.
Is he going to be in this lineup?
Who? Who's
The
that?
athlete you huh?
Who's that? Oh,
The athlete
Ramon's in
you
there too. Ramon's in there too.
Yeah, that's
Gee,
what I'm saying. Yeah. So
wow.
you got like I think you got like 4 or 5 Olympians in there.
Yeah. Boy, that kind of changes things.
And so I'm thinking Urs though. Urs got second. I think Urs got third. He did get third.
Mhm.
So
Ramon got second, right?
Right,
Yeah. I'm gonna
right.
have to go with Ramon Vissers. That's what I'm gonna have to go with.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And Ruffin's got a lot of potential. Ruffin has got a lot of, if he fills out, he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with, I think. Uh yeah,
Yeah,
he
like I said, with him, I like to see him just fill out just a little bit more.
yeah, yeah,
But definitely keep the conditioning and stuff. Only
yeah,
thing with him is he's just getting outsized. As a
yeah,
matter
he's
of
getting
fact, is
outsized, yeah.
they're getting to the point to where they're saying they're not even thinking and they think he may be one of the next ones to jump out of the classic and into open because he's or at least 212 because
Yeah.
he's uh he's really packing on some size.
He has, yeah. This last year he packed on a lot of size. All right, I want to go to we got a few minutes left. I want to go through top five for the open. So who are you thinking?
Okay, so Chupin, Samson, Nexzilla, uh, Samson. Did I say Jack? Okay, so Chupin, Jack, Nexzilla, Samson, and
Oh,
then that's my four. And then number five, I would say, wow, that could bounce back and forth
that's a hard
between.
one. That's a hard one.
Yeah, that now see now everybody's like the same.
Yeah, no,
You
they're
know what I
not.
mean?
They're not.
It's pretty it's I don't know who can crack that. I don't know who can close that top five. But
Let's
I
go with
know
top. Let's go with top
those
three because you're right. Top five is going to be hard. Because it could be Horse MD. It could be Rodriguez. It could be
well
Valiant.
if we're gonna go top three, then I'm thinking Chupin, Samson, and probably Jack.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
That's
Nexzilla
actually
will I think he will miss out only because I think he's this conditioning thing or this detail thing is something that doesn't really happen overnight. That takes a little bit of time. You know what I mean?
yeah. It
You
does.
know?
It does. I'm gonna have to say the same thing. I think Chupin, Sampson. I'm gonna say Andrew Jack. Nexzilla. You give him a year. That changes. I think Nexzilla is gonna get top five for sure.
Yeah, I had him in top five. I said all the Olympians
Yeah.
will make the top five,
Yeah.
and and there's only four of them, but like I said, the fifth one you can almost that's almost a coin toss right there.
Right. And things could change because Chupin, Andrew Jack, and Nexzilla may not show up. And if that happens, Sampson's definitely going to take it. I
It's
would
gonna
say,
yeah, except it's going to determine who turns out who turns out and who brings a better package that day.
yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
times that's what it boils down to.
yeah.
How good were you that day? You know,
We know for sure Chupin is going to come in 100% because he always
Shubin,
does.
yeah, Shubin gonna
That's
come in the way. Yeah, he
that's the
typically
one
does it.
certain thing we can say. Samson,
There's something to be said about consistency in bodybuilding. I'm telling you.
yeah. And the thing about Chupin is it seems like the harder he poses and the more he's up there, the better he gets. Just like Lunsford was the same way. As Samson was starting to smooth out, they were getting better and crisper and harder. You know what I mean? Uh,
And a lot of that has to do with just posing a lot too.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. Do you think the muscle maturity might have something to do with it too? Like for example, Chupin, because he's an older guy. He's had that muscle for a long time, and his muscles are he's got the muscle maturity more than any of those guys up on that stage, right? So do you think that might have something to do with too that just the
well, I think
conditioning?
he's at a pretty prime age right now for bodybuilding and stuff. You know,
Yeah,
because I've always said that bodybuilding is not necessarily a young person's sport. You know what I mean? Not really like old neither, but you know, right around about that 40, that 35, 40, 45, I mean, that's like the sweet spot right there, you
yeah.
know. Yeah.
So it seems like what, like 27 to maybe 35 is when when you can really stack on the mass. And then after that, it's all about that muscle maturity. You can still get bigger, but I mean, you may not put on, 10, 20 pounds in a year at that point, but maybe you will too. I mean, I put on about 5, 7 pounds a year myself, and I'm 43. So
They'd be able to pack on the more pounds and stuff. It's just that the thing is, where do you draw the line, with packing on pounds and actually maybe blurring some of your other attributes that you have? You know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, if you're known for your aesthetics, but you have to fill out. There's only so much you can fill out before you start adversely affecting the aesthetics. The things that are your real money makers. So, and I think that's the thing that some folks have to consider. They have they're able to pack on a lot of size, but you know if their primary weapons, like I said, is your structure and everything and stuff, you can only pack on so much without distorting that,
Yeah.
maybe taking you back a little bit.
Like Nexilla, for example, he's big everywhere, but his bottom half doesn't really match his top half yet, because his bottom half is very, very big.
Yeah,
His top half is big too, but
he's
you know
got
what
to
I mean?
catch up a little bit. He's got to
Yeah,
catch up a little bit. But like I said, he's a work in progress. Let's. I just want to see where he's going to be about 3 years from now.
right, right.
I think if it really starts coming together, it'll probably be about three years.
Do you think that if he gets the right coaching, he's good off seasons and all that, do you think that he could pull several Olympias, maybe even like Ronnie? Because I mean, he's a lot like Ronnie.
I don't think personally. I don't think anybody, especially in the rest of my lifetime, is gonna pull off 8 Mr. Olympias. I just
Probably
don't.
not 8, no. I wouldn't
I'm
say.
not. I don't see that. I can see 2, maybe 3. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and then they may fall off and stuff. It's really competitive.
yeah, yeah,
It really is. I mean, it was competitive back in the '90s, but this is competitive in a different way, though.
yeah.
You
That's
know,
true.
it's
That's
pretty
true.
competitive.
All right, well, that's all we got time for today. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, please. You got any comments? Shoot them out. We like the comments. Yeah, and just thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. And good night to you. Good night, Donnie.
All right, man.